Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. Thanks so much for showing up. If you're a repeat offender, thanks for coming back. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate and love each and every one of you. If you're a new viewer, please like, share, and subscribe. We have a lot of fun over here. We do a lot of fun, crazy stuff, and a lot of celebrity tarot stuff. And I try and do a couple of lives a week so that you guys can get readings too. So hopefully I'll see you back here. So I was going to do a video on Bitney and the Australian accent and the video. And if you guys follow me, you know I have some opinions about her Insta. I really wish she would just show less and just be the pop princess and be a little bit more demure. Not that I'm prudish. I just think she should just dial it back and just keep it cool. But as I was doing some research on the whole thing with the Australian accent and everything, I saw that her husband, Sam, got her Doberman. And Doberman, her name's Portia, Porsha. Doberman got out the door, ran away like a shot. I know they will do that. And some guy, TMZ actually called him an elderly man. He's in his 70s. That's not elderly. At least I hope it's not elderly. But the guy got off his bike and the dog nipped his leg. So, but it is a Doberman. Those of you that don't know, once upon a time before I had kids, I'm a certified dog trainer. I can train for handicapped assistance, drug detection, and all kinds of cool stuff. And I had my own business doing that years ago before I had kids. So I will tell you, nothing trains like a Doberman. I personally have Rottweilers, but nothing trains like a Doberman. They are engineered to work for you, and they're great dogs. In the wrong hands, if you kind of let them do their own thing, they will drop the ball and turn into nightmares. Same with Rottweilers, German Shepherds, any of our high caliber kind of dog breeds that are bred for security work, protection work, police work, that kind of stuff. And the reason for that, just to give you a little bit of information, they are bred to take direction. So when we breed dogs over periods of time, certain traits are bred into them. So the willingness to be trained by humans and be handled by humans is actually bred into the dogs over selective breeding and several decades or hundreds of years, however old your breed is. And for that reason, when you get a dog that is looking and bred for a handler relationship, when they don't have one, they can sometimes go south. And that's one of the things that we saw with Rottweilers and I'm a fan of that breed, Rottweilers in the 80s, because they did become so popular and so many people got them and they were uninitiated. I personally got my first Rottweiler, had no idea what I was getting into, and quickly had to either learn how to be a dog trainer or get rid of the dog. So I fortunately survived that, and so did the dog. And I had several, and I absolutely love the breed. Currently, I do not. I have Border Collie now. You guys know Raven, and Raven is challenging in her own right. And again, just to give you a little bit of information, so the security type dogs, Rottweilers, Dobermans, German Shepherds, are bred to take direction. Dogs like Raven, she's a herding dog. She is a Border Collie. They're bred to take direction, but also problem solve and make independent decisions. So they can go on their own sometimes. And she's spoiled by daddy, so Gregpedia spoils her rotten, so she's got her own thing. But so I wanted to just take the temperature on Bitney, and then we are going to do something very different. We're going to do a reading for Portia. So this is going to be a reading for her dog. But let's check in with Bitney. Let's see how she's feeling. I actually had a situation when I was in Los Angeles. One of my Rottweilers killed a feral cat in the yard, and it was a whole brouhaha with our neighbors, and they were feeding the feral cats to excess. And I'm a cat fan, y'all know that. But they actually wanted to start litigation with me, and I was like, well, these are feral cats, like they're all over the place. You really can't. And I said, I feel badly about it. The cat was, basically living in the back of our house, and it was awful. It was awful. But people are very litigious in Los Angeles as well. So, as in New Jersey, two litigious places. So let's see how Brit's doing with her Australian accent. And you know what? I'm going to throw like a little defense out here. You know, if we watched Greg and I, if we watch What We Do in the Shadows, the original movie where they're in New Zealand, we talk in a Kiwi accent for days about smoke detectors, you know, so like, and dresses. So like she might have been watching What We Do in the Shadows, and it sounded a little bit more Kiwi than Australian to me. So I'm just putting that out there. So let's just see how Brit's doing. I'm sure she's pretty stressed out with this whole dog situation. Let's take a look. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Queen of Wands, well in hand. King of Pentacles, there's our attorney. And she's not going to give out any money on this. It's a meritless case, and they're going to throw that down. They're going to throw that down. I don't know if this guy is coming after her. You know, she's not worried about good for you, girl. She is well in hand. She's got the right people telling her what's going on. So she feels pretty good. You know, we have this Queen of Wands. She's in the driver's seat. King of Pentacles is taking over. And he's like, listen, we're just going to do this. We're not giving out any money to anybody. You know, no matter how loud they yell, no matter what they come at us with, we have an answer for it. This is a very minor situation. Don't be anxious about it. And she's not. That's fantastic. Good for you. And up here, not bogged down by any of the details of this. So I think it was just a very quick situation. They said, you know, they did say it was little more than a nip. As a dog trainer, as a former dog trainer, the difference between a bite and a nip is just pressure. So the will is there. The will is there. It needs to be curbed right away. So how does Sam feel about the situation? Let's say, take a look at that. Take a look at that. He feels badly. He feels badly. I think he might have opened the door. He might have been the one who either opened the door or did not instruct someone. So there's a lot of stuff that's in play right now to make corrections to this. He's getting over his anxiety. He feels bad about it. I think because he got the dog for her. But I don't think they had everything that they needed. So like, I'm a huge fan of electric fences. Like, I think electric fences are fantastic. They do your job when you can't. You know, years ago, we used to border train dogs. So like what that would mean is you would just walk them to like where your electric fence line would be. And you would do corrections along that. And you would train your dog not to cross that line, whether it was your driveway or the front yard or into the street. And it would be very labor intensive. You would have to go out there and walk that line every day, sometimes 3 times a day. For as long as it took to get a 0 response where the dog refused to cross the line, even when encouraged to cross the line. So it does take some time. The electric fence really solves that problem for you. Now, it doesn't solve the problem of other animals coming in or other people coming in and having an incident within the field, but it does solve the problem of your dog leaving the property. So I am a big fan of them. I do like them. And there's all kinds of cool ones. Like you can get wireless ones. You walk the line with your phone. You can change the line. It's really cool. So technology's gotten really great on this. So I think he was sorry that they didn't have everything in play just yet. And I think he also feels like he's out of his depth on this dog. He really needs some professional help. So hopefully they've got a trainer that's coming in, maybe send the dog off. I had an actual training school where dogs came and stayed with me. And then their owners would come in while they were there. We'd do lessons after, and we'd kind of continue the whole process, but it takes the heavy lifting out of it. And then you just have to train your owners to be handlers. So that is usually a good fit for people. When the dog stays in the house, the owner has to be the trainer and the handler at the same time. Sorry, I have a little bling bling just came up. So Temperance. So he's trying to figure it out, and he wants to not have a bad name in the greater community right now. So, but I think he's not finding a trainer that he likes as well. I think that's part of it. I think he's kind of going back and forth. I think there's some difficulty placing the correct person with them. He's actively trying not to be anxious about this, but it's kind of hanging over his head that, somebody opens the door, the dog's going to get out. So I think everybody in the house, all the staff is like on high alert right now. They're like DEFCON 1. And under the surface, he really is going to fix this problem. So, this is it. This is an easy problem to fix with training and handling. It's an easy problem to fix. And all of my clients, like when I would tell them you need to have your dog on the leash, like all the time, they were like, what? Like that was like the worst possible. Even my own mother, I'm like, you have to put the dog on the leash all the time. She's like, no, I'm not doing that. Everybody wants their dog to run around and be a dog. Now my dogs were trained, they're extremely well trained. And people would say to me all the time, I want a dog trained like that. And I'm like, yeah, you gotta earn this. Like you have to work it. So let's see how the guy who got bit is feeling. Is he a problem? I'm getting a feeling that he's not. I don't think he's a problem. Nah, he's fine. It looks like fortunately Portia bit somebody who has plenty of money. It's somebody who doesn't need to sue anybody. He's just like, yeah, just kind of, he's going to keep an eye out from now on. I think maybe he's changing his biking route. Not the end of the world. He's totally fine. I actually am getting the sense that he is a dog liker. So if not a dog lover, he gets it. I don't think that he's had, large, high intensity dogs like this, but he saw a puppy and he got off his bike and he tried to help. And so I think he's a good guy. I don't think we're going to see any kind of legal action from him. I think he's just going to go about his business. Is he going to heal up okay? We're going to have a good time healing on this. He's keeping an eye on it. Went to the doctor. I don't know if typically they don't stitch dog bites unless like they're, gaping, because they want the bacteria to come out of it. And looks like, they did a little cleanup. It's fine. This justice card here, that's a little troubling. If there's some issues later on, maybe he's going to change his mind about that. But for now, I don't think so. I think the right guy got bit because this isn't somebody who wants to go sue Happy. So, or run to the press or anything like that. He's like, I got this. So let's do a little reading for Portia. I think this is the first dog reading I've ever done for celebrity, but let's do this. And my dog tarot is a little bit different. It doesn't have all of the suits. It doesn't have all of the cards. It's a little bit of a shorter deck. I'll show you the box. You go, oh, so cute. So cute. So I don't even know who told me. I think it was somebody on here told me to get it. And so I did. So let's see. Let's see how what's Portia like? Let's find out what Portia is like. All of these up, right? Oh, she's smart. And she's ready to get to work. She is ready to get to work. And she does like where she is. This is a good home for her. What are her best skills? Let's see what her best skills are going to be. Her best skills are running. So, this, if a dog's best skill is running, like she may be really good at agility, French ring, Schutzhund, that kind of stuff. Schutzhund and French ring are, those are serious commitments. If you do agility, that's kind of fun. That's like going to the park with your dog. They get to do parkour, doggy parkour. What's her worst trait? What's her worst trait? 7 of leashes. She's highly, highly distracted. She will look and this is from like a hypervigilance. She looks in 27 different directions at once. And that's a Doberman thing. That is, you know, breeding and, you know, being at the ready for a number of things. Overall, what is her? Oh, she's just, this is her dominant energy, is the Fool. She just is happy and ready to go forth. She's really a nice lump of clay for them to work with. So if they get with the right trainer, this is going to be a fantastic dog. Like I said, nothing trains like a Doberman. Under the surface, she is a little bit sad about what happened. I think there was some reprimanding. One of the things, and for those of you that don't have dogs and don't understand dogs live in the moment. Like they're a really great familiar spirit energy to have around you, because they really live in the moment, and they're not vengeful. They don't pee on your carpet because you went to work or you went to the, you know, grocery store without them. They live in the moment. If they peed on the carpet, it's because you forgot to let them out before you left and they had to go, or they drank a whole bunch of water out of boredom and they had to fill their bladder and had to go. They're not calculating like that. There is no politics in dogs. I don't know. I think Winston Churchill might have said that. A dog has no politics. Dogs certainly don't. So when, you know, they do something wrong and we reprimand them after the fact, it's very hard for them to process that, because they think that they're getting reprimanded for something in the moment, and they don't know what they're being and getting in trouble for. So there that is. What can she look forward to in her lifetime? Little Portia, the Doberman. Love a Doberman. Love them even more when they have the floppy ears and tail. But I do have I have a guy that I went to school with who has a gorgeous Doberman down in Georgia. This deck is a little wonky. I gotta give it a little fold. Guy I went to school with has a gorgeous Doberman down in Georgia. She is stunning, and they did a beautiful job on her ears. They had her ears done. I wouldn't, you know. So what is her life going to be like? Like the Shelter, the Oracle, and the Dog Catcher. So these are interesting cards. So the Shelter is really being, in this deck, is really being astute about safety versus not safety, which is great. The Oracle is she's going to see a lot of things. She's going to be witness to a lot of things. So this is, you know, if dogs could talk, she's going to be a dog. Oprah would probably love to get her on the couch. I'm just saying. And then the Dog Catcher. Now this is interesting. The Dog Catcher is about evading those things that are going to take our life in the wrong direction. So I think she's going to be very astute. She's going to keep her eyes. I think she's going to mature beautifully if they get the right trainer in there. And the Moon, she'll be very in tune. And the couch under the surface, she is going to want to chill out every now and then. She'll be a little bit spoiled, but I think she's going to be very in tune with her owners, and I think she's going to sink into this household just beautifully. So I wish Brittany and Sam all the best with Portia, little sweetie pup. So I'm going to do some more videos for the rest of the week, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is a little bit different. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. Tell me your dog stories in the comments.